just click the button below and subscribe. Yan. So lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to first differentiate a series from a sequence. Ano bang pagkakaiba ng series sa sequence? Yan. Number 2, familiarize with the types of sequence and series. Ano ba yung mga types? What are the types of this sequence or sequences and series? Number 3, find the nth term of a sequence. Yan, so mapag-aaralan natin kung paano kumuha ng mga nth term. Okay, and then number 4, find the sum of a series. Yan, dito sa ating background, may mga patterns tayo dyan because we are talking about patterns pagka ang lesson natin about sequence or series. Yan. Okay, so what is the difference between a sequence and a series? Yan, may mga ibon dyan sa taas. So, dito sa part na ito, isa lang. Ito, 2, 3, at naging 4. So, parang may pattern, no? Yan. Okay. What is really the difference between a sequence and a series? Come to think of that. Pag-isipan natin, ano kayong pagkakaiba ng sequence and series? For example, we have 2 boxes here. One box colored orange and the other one colored gray. Siguro may pagka-blue. Okay, on the box, may nakalagay dyan na isang example ng sequence, and another box nakalagay yung another example ng series. And ganyan ang nakalagay dun sa box ng sequence. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, and 28. Nilabas ko lang para makita ninyo. Yan. And on the series naman, ganyan yung itsura nung nakalagay sa ating box doon sa series. We have 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus 16 plus up to plus 28. Ano kayang pagkakaiba nilang dalawa? Of course, it is readily seen that the first one, which is the first box, the sequence, lahat ng mga terms or elements nitong mga ito ay parang nakalista lang. Yan. So 4, 8, 12, 16, up to 28 nakalista. And para tayong nag-skip counting lang. And as you see, para tayong nag-add. Nag-add talaga tayo ng 4 para makuha yung pangalawa. So 4 plus 4 nakuha yung 8, plus 4 nakuha yung 12, up to 28. Ando naman sa series, parang parehas lang kasi they have the same numbers. May mga 4, 8 hanggang 28. At nag-a-add din ng 4 para makuha yung pangalawa. Ang pagkakaiba lang nilang dalawa is nagdadagdag tayo ng 4. Or which is, should I say, ipa-plus natin lahat sila. Plus. Yan. So kukunin natin yung sum. Kasi nga inad natin lahat ng mga terms ng ating sequence. Kukunin natin yung sum. Yun. So dito ililista lang natin yung mga terms. Ito naman, ipa-plus natin lahat ng mga terms. Okay, so siguro meron na kayong parang counting idea kung paano mag-differentiate o paano kunin o ano yung difference nitong sequence at si series. I-summarize natin. Okay? So, definitions of sequence and series. I-define natin sila. Yan. So, a sequence is a function whose domain is the set of positive integers or the set 1, 2, 3 up to n. So, ang sequence pala class ay isa lang siyang function. Of course, alam nyo na ang ibig sabihin ng function, di ba? Na napag-aralan natin ang linear function, quadratic function, polynomial function, or any function. So, sequence daw, isa rin daw yung function. Ang domain niya pero ay lahat ng mga set ng positive integers, which is 1, 2, 3, up to n. Yan. Sir, kung function yan, ano kaya ang itsura ng function na ito? Ano yung function nitong ating example kanina? So, that is f sub n is equal to, since parang para makuha natin itong 4, itong 8, itong 12, itong 16, lahat po niyan ay multiples of 4. Multiples of 4. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga numbers dyan ay may factor na 4. So sa 28, may factor na 4 yan. 4 and 7, ito naman 4 and 4, to 12, 4 and 3, and so on. So pwede nating gamitin itong ating function na 4n. Yan. So f sub n is equal to 4n. Okay? So ano ba yung mga nakalagay sa sequence? Ang mga nakalagay po sa sequence, mga terms. So we denote a sub 1 as the first term. Ito yung ating first term. Okay? A sub 2 is the second term. A sub 3 is the third term. Up to a sub n. And our a sub n is our nth term. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa ating sequence, 4 is the first term, 8 is the second term, and 28 is our nth term or 28th term. This is the last term. Yan. So, paano natin kukunin sa a sub 1 using this function or the formula of our function? So, parang ganun lang din. So, our n is 1, kaya f sub 1. Substitution lang. 4 times 1 is 4. And this is also our a sub 1. Yan. So, a sub 1 is 4. So, kung kukunin natin si a sub 2, si f sub 2 naman. So, 4 times 2, that is 8. This is our a sub 2. A sub 2 kasi ang ating n ay 2. Ang ating n dun sa ating formula is 2. So, a sub 2 is 8. So, this is our sequence. Again, a sequence is a function whose domain is the set of positive integers or the set 1, 2, 3 up to n. Actually, 1, 2, 3, and n, these are the position of our terms. Kung 3, yan yung pang third position. That's a sub 3. Kapag 10, that's our a sub 10, and so on. Okay, so we're done with sequence. What is this one? A series. A series represents the sum of the terms of a sequence. Yan. So, sum of the terms. Sum ng mga terms ng isang sequence. So, itong sum na ito yung ating series. Galing ito dun sa ating sequence. So, sum ng lahat ng mga terms. If a sequence is finite, we will refer to the sum of the terms of the sequence as the series associated with the sequence. Okay? So, pag finite daw yung ating sequence, makukuha natin yung sum ng mga terms. Depende kung ilang ang isasum natin. For example, kapag sa sequence, ang mga terms na ginagamit ay a sub 1 up to a sub n. Pag series naman, s or S ang ginagamit. Okay? S is S sub 1. Ito yung sum of the first term. First term, yung una lang. Okay? S sub 2 naman, ito yung sum of the first and second term. Pag S sub 3, yung sum hanggang sa third term. Yan, parang may mga keep natin saglit. Okay. Yan. So, S sub 1, ito yung sum ng unang term. Of course, pag inat mo yung isang term lang, yung first term, Yun lang ang ating sum or series. Pagka S sub 2 naman, ito yung sum ng first saka second. Pagka S sub 3 naman, ito yung sum of the first, second, and third. Okay? The first, second, and third. Pag S sub 4, sum ng first hanggang fourth term. Pag S sub 5, sum ng first hanggang fifth term, and so on. Okay? So, depende po kung ano yung kukunin nating sum hanggang saan. Hanggang 20th term ba? Hanggang 30th term, and so on. Yan. Okay? Pero, ano bang ibig sabihin ng finite? Doon sa mga hindi pa nakaka-unawa kung anong ibig sabihin ng finite. Ang ibig sabihin ng finite ay nag-end. May hangganan yung ating sequence. Yan. Pagka infinite naman, walang hangganan, dire-diretso po, infinite. And infinite yung ating sequence. Lahat ng mga terms natin ay hindi nag-end. So, infinite ang tawag doon. If the sequence has infinitely many terms, the sum is defined more precisely in calculus. Yan. Okay? Pagka yung sum yung mga sequence natin ay mayroong infinite number of terms or infinite terms, hindi natin kaya ngayon on this pre-calculus para makuha yung sum. Kaya kailangan natin ng topic sa calculus para makuha natin yung sum. Papasok na dyan yung integration, and which is a topic on higher mathematics. Yan. I-summarize natin yung difference between sequence and series. Okay, so sequence, set of elements that follow pattern. Wala tayong problema dyan. So, set of elements na may pattern. Sa series naman, sum of elements of the sequence. Okay? That's series. Kapag ito, set of elements that follow pattern sa series, sum of elements of the sequence. Okay? Naririnig ba ako dyan? Hindi ba nawala ang signal?
Hindi po, sir.
Hindi naman?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so for another difference, order of elements is important for sequence. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng, yung kanina, hindi pwedeng mauna si 8, tas 4, and then 28. Okay? Kapag ka sa sequence, hindi pwede yan. That's a no-no in sequence. So, order of elements is important. But on series, order of element is not important. It's not so important. Okay lang na mauna yung sagot nyo sa S of 5, mauna kay S of 3, mauna kay S of 1. Because we are not pertaining to sequence, so we are just after the sum of the first 5 terms, the sum of the first 3 terms, and so on. Okay, ganun sa series and sequence. Yan yung mga pagkakaiba nila. So, number 1, set of elements that follow pattern, samantalang sa series, sum of elements of the sequence, sum. Okay? Number 2, order of elements is important, but for series is not so important. Okay? And we have finite sequence. Ang finite sequence natin again, ito yung mga elements or terms ng ating sequence ay nag-end. May hangganan. Okay? Just for example, we have a 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's finite sequence kasi hanggang 4 lang. But for infinite sequence, 1, 2, 3, yan. So meron tayong tatlong dots dyan. Ang ibig sabihin yan, infinite, dire-diretso, hindi siya nag-end. That's infinite sequence. Okay? If we have a finite sequence on sequence, we also have a finite series. Yan. So, mayroon tayong finite series. We can have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Yan. Ipa-plus lang natin yung itong apat na ito. Okay? For infinite sequence, we also have infinite series. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus yan. So that's infinite series. Okay, so mayroon ba kayong questions? Any question about the difference? Anyone?
Wala po, sir.
Wala naman. Malinaw ba yung ating sequence and difference of sequence and series? Okay naman. Okay. Okay, so we also have types of sequence and series. And first one, the arithmetic sequence and series. Yan, arithmetic sequence and series. So ito muna ang pag-aaralan natin. Okay, what are arithmetic sequences? What are arithmetic sequences? An arithmetic sequence is a sequence in which each term after the first is obtained by adding a constant called the common difference to the preceding term. Okay? So, ibig sabihin lang nito, ito daw yung sequence, itong arithmetic sequence, na kung saan makukuha natin yung susunod na term by adding a constant doon sa ating previous term. Okay? So, for example, yung example natin kanina, pagka ang first term natin ay 4, para makuha natin itong 4, mayroon tayong dadagdag na number or constant. Ano yung inad natin kanina? We have 4. So 4 plus 4, that is 8. Ganun din, para makuha yung susunod, 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. And so on. At ang tawag natin dun sa inad natin para makuha yung susunod na term, tawag po natin doon ay common difference. Okay? And this is actually denoted as by small letter D, common difference. Doon sa ating formula later on. Okay? So ano ba yung mga formulas na gagamitin? Okay. The formulas that we're going to use in this arithmetic sequence is we have a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? Wherein our a sub n is our nth term. And our a sub 1 is our first term. And our n is the position, of course, the position of our nth term or yung ating term. Yan. Okay? And D is our common difference. Yan. So this is our formula. If we're given the first term, okay, kung pang-ilan yung ating hinahanap na term, yan yung n, bawasan mo ng 1, and then i-multiply natin sa common difference, so we can have now our nth term, the value of our nth term. Okay? Sir, paano pagka ang hinahanap natin ay difference? Okay, try natin i-derive. No? So this is our first formula. Ang gusto ko lang, kahit dalawa lang na formula para hindi kayo mahirapang mag-memorize. So, gusto kong i-derive yung D using the formula a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, paano natin kukunin si D? Ilipat natin sa a sub 1. So, a sub 1 minus a sub n minus a sub 1 is equal to n minus 1 times the common difference. And we're going to divide them para maalis si n minus 1. Divide nyo din dyan kay n minus 1. So, cancel na yan kasi parehas sila ng factor. So, baliktarin ko na lang. So, D is equal to a sub n minus a sub 1 over n minus 1. So, this is the formula, the second formula for our arithmetic sequence. Okay? Pagka ang hinahanap natin ay si n or si a sub 1, ito na lang gamitin natin. No, hindi ko na kailangang i-derive pa. Dinerive ko na lang ito kasi common problem talaga yung pagkuha ng difference given tayo ng a sub n tsaka a sub 1. So ito yung formula natin. Okay? So we have two formulas for arithmetic sequence. Pag kukunin natin sa a sub 1, given yung mga the rest of this, okay, or hinahanap natin sa n, given yung mga iba, ito na lang po ang gamitin natin. Yan. Yan. So arithmetic sequence. Okay, how about for the formulas of arithmetic series? Arithmetic series. So again, we are going to use capital S for series. And we can compute or find the values of the sum of the first nth term, yung S sub n, yan yung S sub n natin. If we're going to use this formula, we have n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. Again, S sub n is your sum of the terms of the sequence up to nth term. Yan. And n of course is the position of our term. Kung pang 10 yan, our n is 10. And our a sub 1 is of course our first term. A sub n is our nth term. Okay, so this is our formula. Actually, we have two formula. This is the first. Okay. Ang pangalawang formula natin ay yung formula na paano pag hindi given ang a sub n. Paano pagka ang given natin ay a sub 1. Let's check. Another given ay the common difference. Given din of course ang our n, kasi alam natin kung pang ilan yung term na hinahanap natin ng sum. Okay, so paano pag ito yung mga given lang? A sub 1, the common difference, n. And a sub n is not given. It is unknown. So we cannot use this formula. Kasi gagamitin daw itong formula na ito pag alam natin yung n, alam natin ang first term, alam natin ang nth term. Para pag hindi natin alam ang nth term, we have another formula. So, S sub n over 2. Okay, so a sub 1 pa rin yan. Palitan lang natin ng value or formula itong a sub n. Diba, alam naman natin that our a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. Diba? So, substituting the value of our a sub n, ito yon. So, you have a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. So, you have n over 2. So, since a sub 1 and a sub 1 can be added, so we can add them. So, a sub 1 plus a sub 1 is 2a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, so this is our second formula if nth term is not given. No, so this is our second formula if our nth term is not given. Okay, an example. If the first and the 10th terms of an arithmetic sequence are 3 and 30 respectively, find the 50th term of the sequence. Yan. So, as usual, para hindi tayo mahirapan, kailangan natin munang kunin yung mga given. Okay, we are given the first term, a sub 1. Our a sub 1 is, of course, 3. And our a sub 10 is 30. Yan. And of course, we are looking for a sub 50. So, given na rin tayo ng n, which is 50. Ang problema, if we're going to use the formula for a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. Ang problema, hindi natin alam yung d, the common difference. Okay? Pero meron tayong dalawang formulas, di ba, na pinresent ko kanina. So we can compute for the common difference first. So we can have d is equal to a sub n minus a sub 1 over n minus 1. So ang ating a sub n, yan yung ating a sub 10. Sorry. In this case, kasi we're looking for the common difference. Kaya ito ang gagamitin natin, yung dalawang terms na yan. Okay? So, hindi ibig sabihin na kapag ang n ay 50, so sa lahat ng problems natin, dito sa ating example number 1, ang n natin ay 50. Okay? Ang n natin in this case is 10 kasi we're looking for the difference. So, a sub 10 minus a sub 1 is 3. Sorry, a sub 1 muna. Over 10 minus 1. Our a sub 10 is 30. Minus a sub 1 is 3. Over 10 minus 1 is 9. So we have 30 minus 3 is 27 over 9. So we have the common difference is 3. Okay? So kompleto na yung ating kailangan. Pa-plug in na lang natin sa ating formula for the nth term. So a sub n, we're looking for the 50th term. So a sub 50. A sub 1 is 3. Our n is 50 minus 1 times the common difference, which is 3. Kaka-compute lang natin. So you have 3 plus 50 minus 1 is 49 times 3. What is 49 times 3? 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2, that's 14. So you have 3 plus 147. That is 150. Okay? So, nasolve na natin that our a sub 50 is 150. So, ganun po yun. Okay? That's how to solve for our nth term. Okay? So, ito, meron pa tayong medyo kailangan hanapin, the common difference. Pagka-solve na natin ng common difference, diretso na tayo dun sa ating formula for the nth term. Okay? That's example number 1. Next. Example number 2. Yan. So, find the sum. So, sum. May sum tayo dito. So, parang may keyword na tayo na pagka-sum ang pinag-uusapan, series ang kailangan nating hanapin. Okay, find the sum of all the multiples of 5 between 1 and 100. Okay, multiples of 5. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. Up to 100. Okay, so solution. So given ulit. Ang ating a sub 1 between 1 and 100. Okay, hindi siya 1 kasi 1 is not a multiple of 5. So 5 mismo. 5 is a multiple of 5. Okay, kasi 5 times 1. So a sub 1 is 5. And our common difference is of course 5. Kasi 5 plus 5 is makukuha natin yung pangalawa, which is 10. Plus 5 makukuha natin is 15. So common difference is 5. And we're looking for the sum S sub n. Ang problema, hindi natin alam si n. So meron tayong problema. Kung sana alam natin si n, pwede na nating gamitin at alam din natin si a sub n. Kung alam din natin sana yan, pwede na natin gamitin yung S sub n is equal to n over 2 a sub 1 plus a sub n. Okay? So, ang problema, hindi natin alam si n. Doon sa formula, importante pala si n. Yan, importante si n. Okay? So first, bago natin gamitin itong formula for the series or arithmetic series, kailangan muna nating hanapin yung value ng ating n. Okay? Yan. A sub n, yan. Ay, sorry, hindi pala siya nawawala kasi ang ating a sub n is 100. A sub n is 100. Is it 100? Between 1 and 100. Ano may ibig sabihin ng between 1 and 100? Is it exclusive or inclusive? Kasama ba si 100? Between 1. Kasama ba si 100? What do you think? Anyone? Pag sinabing between 1 and 100, is it inclusive or exclusive? Kasama ba si 100? Anyone? O, nandyan pa ba kayo? Hello? You can open your mic. Hello?
Sir, andito pa po.
Diyan pa. Kasama ba si 100? I think dun sa example, dun sa module ninyo, parang may kulang dun sa statement. Kasi they included 100. So, pwede natin ilagay dito, inclusive. No? Ibig sabihin, kasama si 100. Okay? If that's the case, we can have a sub n as 100. Yan. A sub n is 100. Yan. Okay, so a sub n is 100. So we're going to look for the value first ng n by using the formula of the nth term. A sub n plus n minus 1 times d. Our a sub n is 100 and our a sub 1 is 5 and our n is unknown, minus 1 times the common difference is 5. So 100 minus 5. So we have n minus 1 times 5. Okay, ang hinahanap natin dito ay value ng n. So simple manipulation of the equation. So 100 minus 5 is 95. Tama ba? Am I correct? So 5 times n is 5n. 5 times negative 5 is negative 5. So pwede natin itong i-transpose. So 95 plus from negative to positive 5 equals 5n. So 95 plus 5 is 100 is equal to 5n. So we can divide them by 5 para makuha natin si n. And of course, our n is 20. So pang 20 po ang ating 100. So we can now solve for our s sub 20 or the sum of the first 20 terms. So 20 over 2. Our a sub 1 is 5. Our a sub 20 is 100. So you can have 20 divided by 2 is 10. 5 plus 100 is 105. Okay, we have 1050. I think if we're going to look for the final answer on your module, mali po yung sagot nila. Paki-correct na lang. Okay, kasi nakita ko yan kanina pa. Bakit ganun ang sagot nila? So mali po yan. The final answer is 1050. That's example number 2 for the arithmetic series. Okay, next is we have the geometric sequence and series. What are geometric sequences? A geometric sequence is a sequence in which each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a constant called the common ratio. Yan. So sa geometric sequence naman, instead of adding a constant, we're going to multiply. Para makuha yung susunod na term, magmumultiply tayo ng constant. Okay? Saan natin i-multiply? Doon sa ating preceding term. Yan. So makukuha natin yung next term by multiplying a constant on the preceding term. Ang tawag natin doon sa minomultiply natin pagka sa arithmetic sequence, sa geometric sequence, common ratio. Okay? Just for example, if our first term is 2 and the common ratio is 3, so 2 times 3 kasi mamultiply natin para makuha yung susunod. 2 times 3 is 6 times 3 is 18 and so on. Okay? So that's it. We're going to multiply a constant and that constant is of course called the common ratio. Okay, so what is the formula for the geometric sequence? The formula for the nth term is just equal to a sub 1 minus r raised to n minus 1. Okay, so that's the formula. Correct me if I'm wrong on the formula. Para yan. Sorry, I think the formula is wrong. That is the formula for raise natin. Yan. A sub 1, ang formula ng ating nth term ay a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Again, this is the nth term of the geometric sequence. The nth term. A sub 1 is the first term. R is the common ratio. And n is of course the position of our term. Bawasan natin ng isa. Okay, so this is the formula for our geometric sequence. Next, how about for geometric series? So meron tayong dalawang formulas. The first one for finite geometric series. Ang formula natin for that, S sub n is equal to a sub 1 minus r raised to n over 1 minus r. I think the formula is correct. Wherein our r is not equal to 1. And that's finite series. S sub n is our, or the sum of the first n terms. Yan. A sub 1 is the first term. R is the common ratio. N is of course the position of our nth term or the term. And R must not be equal to 1 kasi pag nag-equal sa 1 yan, magiging 0 yung denominator. Undefined na. This is for the formula for the finite series. How about for the infinite series? Infinite series. Pag infinite series, meron tayong dalawang formula. Okay? Pagka ang value ng ating R ay less than 1. Pagka ang value ng ating R ay less than 1, okay? Or the absolute value of our R, ay less than 1, ano yung mga values na ganito? Of course, absolute value, dapat yung ating mga common ratios ay positive kasi naka-absolute value. Okay? Pag in-absolute value daw natin ay positive, dapat less than 1. Ibig sabihin, pag less than 1, ito yung mga 1/2, mga proper fractions, 1/2, 1/8, mga 3/4. Basta yung ating numerator, tsaka denominator. Yan, ating numerator tsaka denominator. Basta yung ating numerator ay mas maliit yung value kaysa ating denominator. So we can have this one, absolute value of r is less than 1. Okay, again, our r can be, ulitin ko lang, no, clarification, our r can be negative or positive as long as their absolute value is less than 1. Okay, ano yung formula pag ganyan daw yung ating common ratio at the same time infinite yung ating series? Okay, the sum is given us by a sub 1 over 1 minus r. Okay? Parang ganun sa formula sa taas pero natanggal itong 1 minus r. Bakit wala na sir n? Kasi nga infinite. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung n. So, isasum na lang natin lahat sila infinitely. So, this is their sum, the formula. Okay. Paano sir, kapag ang value ng ating absolute value ng r ay mataas o equal sa 1? Okay? Or ibig sabihin, yung ating denominator ay numerator ay mas malaki kaysa denominator. Okay? Or parehas kasi equal sa 1 yung ating common ratio. Then, the sum or the series is undefined. Okay? Our series is undefined. Yan. Okay, para maunawaan ninyo, ano ba sir yung mga example po niyan? Example ng mga infinite series, you can have 1/2, 'di ba? Pwedeng 1/4, 1/8, and so on. Okay, ang sum nila, pag kinuha natin ito, kasi infinite nga, gamitin lang natin ang ating formula. Actually, ang r nito is 1/2. Okay? But for this one, for example, yung 2, 4, 8 times 2, 16, tas infinite pa, hindi natin alam ang sum nito. Kahit infinite yan, hindi natin alam ang sum niya. Okay? Kasi, ang value ng r niya ay mas malaki sa 1. What is the value of r of this? The value of r is 2 kasi 4 divided by 2 is 2. So, ang r natin dito is 2. 4 divided by 2. Okay, 8 divided by 4. Or 16 divided by 8. Dito naman ang r natin ay 1/2. 1/2. Okay, 1/4 divided by 1/2 is 1/2. Yan. Okay, so we're done with the geometric series formulas. Yan. So we have here example. Find x so that x minus 1, 2x minus 2, 3x plus 6 are terms of a geometric sequence. Yan. So, ang goal natin is to look for the value of x para masabi natin that these algebraic expressions are terms of a geometric sequence. So, napakadali lang. Gamitin lang natin ang definition ng ating geometric sequence na kung saan ang geometric sequence, ang mga terms niya ay mayroong tinatawag na common ratio. Okay? So, pagka mayroon silang common ratio, ang ibig sabihin nun, if we're going to divide, ito yung first, ito yung a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3. Pagka these terms are terms of a geometric sequence, ibig sabihin, yung r ng a sub 2 divided by a sub 1 ay parehas dun sa r ng a sub 3 divided by a sub 2. Parehas sila. Okay? A sub 3 divided by a sub 2 is parehas kapag i-divide natin yung a sub 2 sa a sub 1. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, we can equate these 2 two rational expressions. So pwede natin silang equate. So we can start in this one. 2x minus 2, i-divide nyo sa x minus 1. Equal yan sa 3x plus 6 over 2x minus 2. Yan. Equal sila. Okay? And of course, we can now solve for x by cross multiplication. So pwedeng i-multiply natin si 2x minus 2 kay 2x minus 2. And then si x minus 1, i-multiply naman natin kay 3x plus 6. And then we can now, yan, so FOIL method. So 2x times 2x is equal to 4x squared. 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. Negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Yan. At yung next naman, x times 3x, that is 3x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. And negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. So we can combine the like terms. So like terms ito, si negative 4x minus 4x is negative 8x plus 4. So you have 3x squared plus 6x minus 3x is 3x minus 6. Yan. So pwede natin silang i-combine. So 3x squared from positive magiging negative 4x squared minus 3x squared minus 8x. Kopyahin ko lang. At ito naman ilipat natin doon. So magiging minus 3x. At itong negative 6 magiging, kopyahin ko si plus 4, magiging plus 6 equals 0. Okay. So ito combine natin. Pwede siyang x na lang. 4x squared minus 3x squared is x squared na lang. Minus 8x minus 3x is minus 11x. 4 plus 6 is plus 10. Yan. Okay, so we can now factor them. Ano ba yung mga factors ng x squared? We can have x and x. Factors ng 10, pag pinag-add negative 11. So parehas na negative, tsaka negative. Okay, kasi negative 10x plus negative 1x is negative 11x. So using, of course, the zero property, we can solve them. So x is positive 10. Transpose lang natin. X minus 1 is equal to 0. X is positive 1. So we can have two values of our x, 10 tsaka 1. Ang problema, hindi natin alam kung sino sa kanila ang tama. Okay, i-test natin. Test natin for x is 10. So x minus 1, 2x minus 2 yung ating expressions, plus 6. So what is 10 minus 1? For x is equal to 10. That's 9. 2 times 10 is 20 minus 2 is 18. 3 times 10 is 30 plus 6 is 36. Tama ba? Isa pa siyang geometric sequence. Tignan natin kung may common ratio. Paano ba kunin si common ratio? Divide lang natin sa 18 sa 9. 18 divided by 9 is 2. So check. 36 divided by 18 is 2 ulit. So ibig sabihin, our x is equal to 10. So check yan. Okay? Next, what if our x is 1? Tingnan natin kapag ang ating x ay 1. Kapag ang x natin ay 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. 2x, 2 times 1 is 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 6 is 9. Kunin natin ang common ratio. 0 divided by 0 is, that's undefined. So we cannot have this x is equal to 1. So this is wrong. So ang ating x lang ay 10. Our x is 10 lang. Yan. So that is our example number 3. Next, number 4. Find the sum of the infinite geometric sequence. 1, negative 1/2, 1/4, negative 1/8, 1/16, and negative 1/32, and so on. Ibig sabihin, this is an infinite geometric sequence. Okay, so solution. Okay, what is our a sub 1? Our a sub 1 is 1. And we do not have the value of our n kasi nga infinite po ang ating geometric sequence. Ang kailangan lang natin is the value of our r. Our r, pwedeng dito na lang siguro. So, itong a sub 1, a sub 2. So, I'm just going to divide a sub 2 by a sub 1. What is our a sub 2? Negative 1/2. And divide natin kay 1. So pag nagde-divide tayo, magiging from division to multiplication and reciprocal of the divisor. So this copy the dividend, which is negative 1/2, change division to multiplication, and of course, multiply it to the reciprocal of the divisor, which is 1. So 1, the divisor, reciprocal of 1 is 1 over 1. 1 over 1. Negative 1 times 1? Negative 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So we have negative 1/2. The value of our r is negative 1/2. So, pasok ba yan sa ating absolute value of r is less than 1? I-check natin, negative 1/2 is less than 1. So, 1/2 is less than 1. So, check. So, we can use the formula s is equal to a sub 1 over 1 minus r. What is our a sub 1? Our a sub 1 is 1. 1 minus r is, our r is negative 1/2. Okay, so 1 over, so copy, change. So what is 1 plus 1/2? That is 1 and 1/2 or 3 over 2. So nagde-divide na naman tayo. So gagawin natin tong multiplication times the reciprocal of the divisor. So you have 1 times 2 is 2. May 1 dyan. 1 times 3 is 3. So the sum is 2 over 3. Okay, that's example number 4 on our infinite geometric, of course, series. Yan. We're just going to add the elements or the terms of this infinite geometric sequence. Okay, we're done with arithmetic sequence and series, geometric sequence and series. We are now on the third type of sequence, harmonic sequence. Okay, what are harmonic sequences? A sequence whose reciprocals form an arithmetic sequence is called a harmonic sequence. And we have a general rule. A sub n is just equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? Or ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga terms ng ating harmonic sequence ay reciprocals ng mga terms ng isang arithmetic sequence. Reciprocal. Yes, for example, if we have 4, 8, 12, 16, hanggang 20, sa harmonic sequence, ang itsura ng kanyang mga terms ay reciprocal nitong mga terms na ito sa arithmetic. So you have 1 over 4, reciprocal ng 8 is 1 over 8, reciprocal ng 12 is 1 over 12, 16 is 1 over 16. Parang may naka-on yung kanyang mic. Paki-mute na lang. Kasi parang meron ako naririnig. 1 over 20. Yan. So if we're going to take the reciprocals of all the terms of our arithmetic sequence, then we have a what we call harmonic sequence. Yan, napakadali. So ganun lang po ang harmonic sequence. Kaya nga ang ginawa natin sa general rule, ng ating nth term ng isang harmonic sequence, the reciprocal lang natin using the formula for the nth term ng isang arithmetic sequence. Yan, nilagay ko na doon. So again, the general rule or the formula is a sub n is equal to 1 over a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. Okay, wherein again, our a sub n is the nth term of our harmonic sequence, and a sub 1 is the first term. Dito tayo nagkakamali, no? Baka magkamali tayo dito. Okay, the first term of the harmonic sequence kapag nakalagay sa arithmetic sequence. Yan. Okay, so if we're going to consider yung kanina, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. Okay, if we're looking for the 10th term, 10th term ng ating harmonic sequence, 1 over 16, 1 over 20. Okay, dito galing yung ating harmonic sequence kasi na-reciprocal ko lang yung itong arithmetic sequence na ito. Para makuha yung pang 10th term natin, ang kailangan natin na a sub 1 is ito, yung 4, hindi itong 1/4. Okay? I hope klaro yan kasi magkakalito-lito tayo kapag 1/4 ang kinuha nyo dyan. So yung 4, so that's 4 plus our n is 10 minus 1 times the common difference dito din, hindi dyan. Okay, dito. Common difference is 4 times 4. So 1 over 4 plus 9 times 4 is 36. So ang a sub 10 natin ay 1 over 40. Okay, so 1 over 40 ang ating a sub 10. So ganun po ang harmonic sequence. Actually, medyo madali ito kung familiar kayo sa arithmetic sequence. Okay, example. Find the 10th term of the harmonic sequence 1/3, 1 over 9, 1 over 15. Okay, so given ulit, our a sub 1 is a sub 1 na nakalagay sa yung katumbas nito na arithmetic, which is 3. Kasi kailangan nating ilagay yan sa arithmetic para hindi tayo malito. Yan ang katumbas niyang arithmetic. So, yan yung kailangan natin as a sub 1, which is 3. Okay? And of course, our n is 10, and we're looking for the a sub 10. And of course, our common difference is 9 minus 3 is 6. Yan, 15 minus 9 is 6. So we can now use the general rule. A sub 10 is equal to 1 over a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So my a sub 1 is 3. Ang n ko ay 10 minus 1. Ang aking common difference ay 6. So 1 over 3 plus 10 minus 1 is 9 times 6 is 54. We have 1 over 57. So that is my a sub 10, 1 over 57. So madali lang pagkakabisado nyo ang arithmetic sequence. Okay, so we're done with arithmetic sequence and series, geometric sequence and series, harmonic sequence, and now the last one, Fibonacci sequence or Fibonacci sequence. Okay, Fibonacci sequences. What are Fibonacci sequences? A sequence which is not either arithmetic nor geometric is called a Fibonacci sequence. Siguro yung may iba sa inyo dito ay bago sa pandinig nila itong word na ito, itong sequence na ito. The next term after the first two terms is obtained by adding the two preceding preceding terms. Yan. So, hindi lang isa ang ating pag-a-addin, kundi dalawa. Para daw makuha yung susunod na term, ay add natin yung two preceding terms, yung dalawang nauna na term. Okay? So, paano yan, sir? Paano natin gagawin yan? Okay. So, para ma-illustrate natin, ilagay natin dito ang ating formula. The formula for our a sub n is just equal to a sub n minus 1 plus a sub n minus 2. Wherein our n must be greater than 2. Okay, bakit kailangan greater than 2? Kasi i-define na lang natin as 1 and 1 yung naunang term. So this is your first and ito yung ating second. At according to the definition of Fibonacci sequence, you can get or find the value of the succeeding term by adding the two preceding terms. So para makuha itong susunod, 1 plus 1. That's 2. Para makuha yung susunod, 1 plus 2 is 3. Para makuha yung susunod, 2 plus 3 is 5. Para makuha na naman ito, 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 11. 8 plus 11 is 19. And so on. So that's how Fibonacci sequence, of course, works. Yan. So again, ang first and second term natin ay 1. Para makuha yung ating succeeding term, i-add natin itong dalawang preceding terms. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And of course, 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus and so on. Pa-plus lang natin itong dalawang magkatabi, yung dalawang preceding terms natin. Okay, so any question about our sequences and series? Wala naman ng tanong? Wala bang tanong about Fibonacci sequence? Yan. So find the 10th term of a Fibonacci sequence. 10th term. So again, 1 ang una, tsaka 1 din ang pangalawa. So para makuha yung pangatlo, 1 plus 1 is 2. Para makuha yung pang-apat, 1 plus 2 is 3. Para makuha yung pang-lima, 2 plus 3 is 5. Para makuha yung pang-anim, 3 plus 5 is 8. Para makuha yung pang-pito, 5 plus 8 is, actually wala tayong fixed na formula dito. Basta ang formula lang natin is i-add natin yung mga preceding terms na dalawa. 5 plus 8 is we have, okay, sorry. Ulitin natin, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 5 plus 8 is 13, 8 plus 13 is we have 21, and pang ilan pa to? 1, ito yung ating a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, a sub 5, a sub 6, a sub 7, a sub 8. How about our a sub 9? Hanggang sa a sub 10 tayo kasi we're looking for the 10th term. 13 plus 21, that is 34. 21 plus 34, that is 55. Okay, so our a sub 10 is 55. Di ba ako nagkamali kanina? Parang nagkamali ako. Mali pala ito dito. So that's 5 plus 8, that is 13. 8 plus 13, that is 21. And sorry for that. Okay, so our a sub 10 is 55. Yan. Okay, so we're done with the 4 types. Balikan ko kayo. God bless.